gotta get the cake. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new, this ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. No, this ain't what you used to. Switch up from the bikes to a new coupe. You know I keep some new shoes. Keep it simple, not like you. All night, get right. Know you know the price. Know you know the name, no games. I need all my money now. Not playing, man. This ain't what you used to. I might fly to LA. It's cold weather, ain't for me. Hit the bank, run your way. What you used to? And I'm grinding to the top. I can't let it slip away, so I gotta get the pay. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new. This ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. Calls keep coming in for the win, get it in. This ain't what you used to. So you get on my nerves. Try hit my line, get curved. This ain't what you used to. Round, round, swerve. Everybody here knows the word. This ain't what you used to. Know you know the drill. Overhead, now I see the rail. This ain't what you used to. I get it in for my kids. Stack those chips and I get that check. Not what you used to. You see how I live, work my biz. I'm too far from the rest, not what you used to. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new, this ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you.
Hey, thanks for everyone, and welcome to Toy Photographer. Today, on my live stream, we are doing our challenge of top 5. What is it this week? Top 5 droids, Star Wars Funko Pop droids. So we've had quite a bit of different people doing our top 5s and stuff. So that is what we're going to be going through today. So let's take a look at the chat. Saw a few people in there. We got Jedi Lex in there. What's up, gang? What's up, Lex? How you doing tonight? Nothing but bops, Patrick. I'm glad you're digging the music. A little intro there. Hey, Lex. Oh, Seriously Star Wars is here saying hello to Will from Padawan Pops is in the house as well as Seriously Star Wars. Seriously Star Wars Chris says hello to Lex. Padawan Pops, hey, Christopher and Lex. All right. So, again, today we are going over my top 5 Star Wars Funko Pop droids. We've done quite a few. We've done top 5 Star Wars Funko Pop Jedi, Sith, Troopers, Aliens and Creatures, Ahsoka. I believe I still owe a Chewbacca one. And I'm not sure if that'll be the end of these. I think there's still going to be more top 5s coming and challenges getting thrown. But again, if you haven't watched any of these, there is a playlist that this is actually going to be attached to. And it has quite a bunch of our friends that are Star Wars content creators who are participating in the challenges in the top 5s. So if you check out that link, you'll be able to see all in that playlist, all of our top 5 different Funko Pops. And what's excellent and fun about that is you're going to see a wide variety of different Funko Pops why different people like certain ones better, and stuff like that. So it's a really cool. You're going to find some might be, oh, this is one of my tops, and others you're going to be like, oh, I didn't even think of that one. So you're going to have a really, really great time. I'm editing another top 5 video as I watch. Nice. Awesome, Christopher from Serious Stars. Excellent. So let's get to what we're all here for. Let's roll on and take a look at my top 5 Star Wars Funko Pop. So let's get that ready here. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. All right. So let's get started. Move my cursor. All right. So at top number 5. So number 5 on my list is BB9E, which is number 202 in the Star Wars Funko line. So this one and this image, I mean, I couldn't resist. I mean, I love BB-8. I really enjoyed Funko's new version of BB-8 that they came out with Pride this year. Both of those are 2 of my favorite droid images as well. But I really love BB9E. I think BB9E is an underrated Funko Pop. He is a menacing droid. Even his sounds are more guttural and, it's just such a cool droid. And I think when we wanted to start seeing, okay, we always had the droids on the good guys. It was nice to get a matching BB unit in the sequel trilogy for the First Order. So I really enjoyed this one. One of the things I really enjoyed, I just thought that this pop and all its little silver accents, everything really gave it more of a metallic feel, even though it's not. I know they did do a BB-8 and a BB-9E that were all chrome versions, like a limited edition. I know I don't have those. Again, sometimes I'll collect the ones that I can actually photograph and make use of. So sometimes those chrome and things like that. I agree a lot with my partner in crime over at the Star Wars Popcast, Christopher, who also has his channel, Serious Stars. We really don't like a lot of the overly chromed. I mean, unless there's a reason. Like a C-3PO, chrome, great. A Death Star droid in chrome, silver chrome, great. Captain Phasma in a chrome, great. But sometimes just making a blue chrome Boba Fett or a yellow chrome Darth Vader or a red chrome Mandalorian doesn't really do it for me. So anyway, see, Will has a comment here. Let's see. Will from Padawan Pops, great pop. I still need a BB unit. I'm surprised you have such a killer collection, and it varies from all different movies and everything in time periods, Will. So yeah, definitely get one. And I really like the BB-9E. I really think it's a slick looking droid that they did. And again, we always say how Funko really nails alien creatures and droids. And this is, obviously a solid one. Seriously, Star Wars, you said it, Patrick. Chrome pops are lazy unless they make sense. Yeah, I agree. To me, I think the only chrome that I actually went and acquired, not fitting in anything, is right after Carrie Fisher died. I think I picked up that convention or Star Wars Celebration exclusive, the gold chrome Leia. That's the only reason I picked it up. It's just something to kind of have in remembrance. Padawan Pops, I'm getting all y'all a blue chrome pop for Christmas. And you could probably pick them up on the cheap. Actually, no, the blue chrome actually go for more. So save your money, Will. Save your money. Padawan Pops. Might get Christopher 2 of them. That's so funny. Seriously, Star Wars. Shocked Will doesn't have a BB. That's what I said, Chris. I was really shocked that he didn't have it in there. At Padawan Pops. No. Yeah, no chrome. He's not a fan of the chrome. Not a big fan of the chrome. All right. So let's move on to my next image. So. At number 4 on my Star Wars Funko Pop top 5 for droids is none other than a newer droid. B2 Emo. So this droid is from Andor. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the Andor series. I actually really enjoy it. It is quite different from a lot of different Star Wars, kind of like Rogue One. But what I enjoy about Andor is that we're world building. We are building up we know why certain heroes got to the call to fight and rebel against the Empire. But we really didn't get the backstory, what created that strife, and to see the struggle. And I think they're doing a great job. So yes, that first season for some people, painful. There was some slow burns, not gonna lie, slow burns a lot in that series. It's more of a thriller, and a spy thriller. I really enjoy it. And if you haven't checked that Ender, give it a fair shake. Honestly, go out, watch it for yourselves. I think the character Luthen gives this great speech about sacrifice it's a soliloquy out of Shakespeare. It's one of the best dialogues I've personally seen in Star Wars, and hands down, it's solid. And there's some great episodes. I mean, this droid B2 Emo getting introduced, just such a cool droid, how he can kind of, compress into himself, and he's got a lot of personality, and he's, it's just again, a very cool looking droid. A very cool show and series, and I expect the season 2 will pick up a lot more. And I think people where they weren't so pleased might actually really start to enjoy that second season. B2 Emo is amazing. Star Wars the Andor series. Yeah, he is a great star of the Andor series. And if there's a couple episodes that really pop, you have the One Way Out episode, obviously fire, and again Luthen, that whole sacrifice scene, fire. And then that last episode of Andor that wrapped up the season finale for season 1, that was excellent. That was excellent. B2 Emo gets tossed over. People start going nuts, rioting in the streets. I mean, that to me is kind of, again, I live in New England. So being around where the American Revolution started and all the history in my life, being from Philadelphia originally and now live in New England, it's very, very similar. So when I kind of watched that scene in Andor, it reminded me of the Boston Massacre and what was going on up there, and kind of putting it back into a Star Wars world. So I really enjoyed it. So anyway, that's my opinion. But again, number 4 had to be B2 Emo. He's such a cool droid. He was a convention exclusive, and I believe he was a shared exclusive. So I think you could find him at Walmart's, but I got mine as a convention exclusive, so I was really excited to get a hold of him. Again, really cool looking droid. No other droid like him. So we've seen a lot of different R2s and BB units, and then the DO and protocol style droids, but this was just kind of new, and it was just cool and just different. I really enjoyed that one. Padawan Pops Will says, looking forward to getting this pop in a swap with Christopher. Nice. Good call, guys. And that's how collectors work, swapping with one another. That's awesome. Will says, Andor's last few episodes were fire. They were. Thank you, Will. Thank you. I thought Andor, that build at the end was awesome. The heist was awesome. I mean, there's plenty of good in Andor, not to totally panic, guys. I really think that people are just too brutally hard. And again, I come from the dark times. At 51, I grew up with a number of years where I had 3 movies that I got to watch over and over and over for years. And there was no other Star Wars content except for maybe a comic book or the expanded universe that we read. So I can see why a lot of fans are impassioned for that upcoming series, Ahsoka. Seeing Thrawn brought in the Rebels and now coming in Ahsoka, especially if you read some of the Timothy Zahn books. So this is going to be excellent. Seriously, Star Wars said should be there by next week, Will. Oh, nice. So, Will, you're going to have your B2 emo soon enough. That's excellent. That's excellent. So that is my number 4. And I really enjoyed, again, shooting this droid. This is actually a backdrop of Batu East down in Orlando, Florida. So when I was there, as many people, if you've tuned into my channel and seen a lot of my images and behind the scenes, I actually got up really early, ditched the family, got into Galaxy's Edge with almost nobody there, and spent hours that morning just snapping away, getting images for backdrops. And that went into later in the evening to get, because again, Batu looks so cool at night. It's so much different in the day. But I really enjoyed getting shots with no one in the picture. So everyone always asks, how did you get the picture of you in front of the Millennium Falcon? No one in there. It's always packed and crazy. Yeah. It's called Walk Real Fast Walk. You might get shin splints because I almost did. But I walked there. I got there so quickly that I was the first one in front of the Falcon, and I had to wait for someone to come to take my picture. So the first people coming to get their picture taken, I was already handing my iPhone to. I was like, "Can you get a picture of me real quick, and I'll take yours?" Absolutely. So that's how I got that's how I did it. Got up crack of dawn, got to the park at the rope drop, and walked as quickly as I could to get there before the crowds descended upon the Falcon and everything in Batu. So anyway, again, I just want to give a little backstory on the droid and the image that we created with it, because that's the thing. One thing that I do a little different in my top fives is not only do I, I usually actually have the pop in the box, but because we're redoing the room down here, all my pops were kind of displaced and moved into another room. So I didn't have access to have this one readily available. These droids readily available. They're buried. So but I just like talking about them and showing the images we get to create with them, because that's, I guess, another thing that really kind of warms my heart is when it's one of my favorite ones, I typically have gotten to take an image of it. And as they keep coming out with newer and better and cooler sculpts, there'll be more images. And I've got tons that I haven't photographed. So if you haven't, please subscribe, because I am shooting images weekly. So please stay tuned. You're going to see some more fire coming up in the next few weeks. Actually, you'll see some fire in the next few days if you haven't already. If you missed the top 5 Ahsoka Pops we did last week, I introduced 2 images prior to their posting on social media. So one posted Monday, and another one will be posting tomorrow. So stay tuned for those. If you haven't seen the one Ahsoka image, definitely take a look at it, give it a like, follow, subscribe. But stay tuned, because there's some literally fire coming, and I mean fire. So without further ado, let's get to our next pop. Bum, bum, bum. This is an honorable mention. Now, I wasn't going to even have honorable mentions, but if you haven't already, take a look at Padawan Pops to the top 5 that dropped this morning on Droids. And after watching his, I had to rethink my decision. I almost switched it around, but I stuck to my guns and said, no, these are the top 5, even though I really love these. And this honorable mention is the R2-D2 and C-3PO Retro Series. So R2 was 571 and C-3PO was 454. These were just fantastic series. I know some people didn't like them as much. I love them. I think they look like they just popped off the page of a graphic novel and onto my set. So I really enjoyed them. I think one of my all-time, even when I did my top 5 Jedi, I think one of my favorite Jedi images is of the Obi-Wan Kenobi retro series. Again, if you haven't seen some of these, take a look at my channel. You're going to see a lot of these kind of really cool images where we try to make the Funko look like it's in that scene. Sometimes we recreate something fantastic. Sometimes we're creating a scene from a movie. But we are always trying to create something to stir the emotion and to awaken you and the Star Wars fan in you. Let's take a look here. What's going on in our chat right now? I have an unhealthy obsession with the retro pops, right? Well, from Padawan Pops, these pops I just really love. I mean, apart from the time when I was shooting at Hasbro and I got to photograph the Clone Wars and I got to photograph the Clone Wars Yoda, I believe when I did the image, I purposely left in his sleeve. You could see the little hole and the spring slot where things could shoot out of that figure. So one of the neat things is it almost looked like a graphic novel when we photographed it because of a multi-capture technique that I learned when I was at Hasbro. So to really kind of bring that full circle, for me, photographing my Star Wars Funko collection was just something to keep creative. As I had, been laid off years ago with Hasbro, and got another job, and just needed to keep that creativeness going. Because working in IT, it's a good gig, and it pays bills, but it doesn't really feed the creative passion, the creative tiger, as you would say. So that's why I started toy photography. I wanted to share my passion for my Star Wars Funko collection and my passion for photography and put the two together, and voila, this is what we got. Seriously, Star Wars Christopher said, not a huge fan of the retro series as a whole, but the droids were the best from that series. Ooh, that's a tough one. I do like these droids, but I really think the Obi-Wan with the purple, and I don't know. I just really love that one. It is so unique and kind of cool. So, but these droids are awesome. I mean, the detailing that they gave C3PO and R2D2. And again, I typically, if you watch my channel, I typically photograph one at a time. There's very few instances where I'll shoot two at a time. But when it was R2 and C3PO, I just felt like to have them by themselves just didn't feel right. They are a pair. They are besties. They're day ones with one another. So again, that's why I had to photograph this one. And again, this was fun. Bringing this image into the background was nothing more than an image that we brought into Comic Life. Again, to give it that graphic novel feel to fit with the Funko series. And you'll see that in any of the images I shot that were retro series has that kind of pixelated comic book graphic novel look to it, the entire image. So that was purposeful, again, to kind of keep it thematic. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed this pop. Even though they didn't make my top 5, I know, Will, you're going to be disappointed, but they had to be an honorable mention. And that was really because I watched your video earlier today and said, I can't let this pass. You know, Will's right. I got to go back and at least give it some acknowledgement. So, Will, thank you for reminding me how good these pops were. So that was my honorable mention. Now let's get on to our next. So at number 3, here's a good one. Boom. Battle Echo Base Probe Droid 375. So this droid, I just think is ugly, gnarly, and just badass. It has that snow on the base and everything, in which I think I shot. This is one of the, I think, only ones I've shot 2 twice. One was a reshoot I did for a challenge, reshoot the old. And this one here, I had originally shot, I think, Chewbacca from the Echo Base, Battle Echo Base, who's flocked, and this one together. One of my very early images I was doing with my Funko Pops, just playing around. And when I saw this last season of The Mandalorian, season 3, and what really intrigued me was that when Kane was going through the city streets and she's walking around and this probe droid came out in this very seedy alley, I saw that and I said, I have a probe droid. They have only made one of these Funko Pops. I bet I could recreate that scene and that feeling that you got. It kind of had that steampunk look, and it was just a fantastic shot. And so I recreated that, and I'll toot my own horn in this one. I really like this image. I think it came out really well. I really think that it blended with that background so well, the colors and everything. It really literally feels like it fell into the image in the background. So really love this one. Thought this was fire. And the pop is just, it's so detailed. So I really enjoyed this one. Yes, Padawan Pops. Hey, Tony. Hello there from Star Wars Sith. Good to have you join us today. And Padawan Pops giving a shout out to Tony as well. So yeah, so this is why this one had to make number 3. I had shot it before, and again, it was cool. It had it was actual in the real snow. We got hit in a blizzard. Again, live in New England, so I was able to take advantage of that and make something out of that snow before it turned to 4 feet of slush and gross snow and yellow snow, and you know how snow can get when it lasts too long in the Northeast here. Jedi Knight Lex. Gang's all here. That's right, Lex. Thank you guys for all being true friends, being supportive. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You really are. Star Wars Sith, Tony, Will, and Chris. What's up? Tony again. What's up, Lex? And the squad is all here. Yeah, we're rolling almost squad deep, man. We got quite a few from our little group. So thank you guys for coming in and joining the chat today. So we will continue to our number 2 pick. At number 2, I have chosen IG-11 with the child, number 427. Now, this was a Target exclusive that was really cool. And honest to God, I didn't even open the box until I was packing to go on my trip to Disney. I figured I needed another t-shirt, so I finally opened this up just to take the t-shirt out. When I got back, had some great images of Batu, was able to put this, this vision together of what I wanted. And we got a great image of IG-11 recreating that awesome scene from season 1 where he's blasting through, Navarro or whatnot. Again, we used the background image of Galaxy's Edge. What was really fun is if you noticed on that right side of the image on the wall, there's actually blaster marks and stuff that you will see when you're walking through Galaxy's Edge in some of these places, to really sell that realism of the world that you're in. So why not utilize that for an image like this? So again, a great pop. It was an exclusive, one of the few IG-11s we got. I do have, like Will has the IG-88 Smuggler's Bounty. I do have that. And I was tempted to shoot him, but I was like, wait a second, I have this guy in box. I haven't even taken him out of box yet. So I couldn't wait, took this guy out of the box and put this image together. And I'm glad I did. I really felt this image as well as this Funko Pop came together very nicely, and just really lent for a fantastic image. So let's see what's going on here in the chat. Padawan Pops will love this one. Can't wait for IG-12 with Grogu as the pilot. Right? I was surprised we didn't get that yet because honestly, I was like, should I hold out at this point? But we're just waiting. I think they will. I think they will come out with that eventually. Seriously, Star Wars Christopher says, "What's up, Tony?" Seriously, Star Wars. Love this IG-11. Still need it though. Yeah, this is a good one. You try to get this before it becomes harder to find. I almost passed up on this, and then I had to. I had Grogu. It came with the T-shirt. It wasn't even impulse. It was a had to have. Had to have it. Hey, Eric from Sire Speed Reviews is here. Sorry I'm late, everyone. No problem. Not a problem, Eric. You take your time. I know last time one of my streams you were trying to tune in while driving. I was like, wait till you get home. Please don't get an accident. So thanks for coming, my friend. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So we've gone through so far almost all of the top 5s. We are down to my number 1. All right. So I wonder if anyone could even guess. Before I even post it, can anyone guess what my number 1 will be? Give you guys a second in the chat to react. What is Pat's number 1 droid going to be? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. No takers. All right. Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting too long. So for my number 1 Star Wars Funko Pop droids, R2, there we go. I see Eric chiming in there from Sire Speed. R2. General Grievous. Oh, that was a class. Almost made the cut. But let's show you and reveal my number 1. Bam! None other than Chopper 133. The only way it gets better is if I had the other Rebels Funko Pop of Chopper disguised as an Imperial droid. That I absolutely love. And quite honestly, if I was at Galaxy's Edge and they actually made that paint scheme when you're doing the Droid Depot, I would have built him. But I end up building my own Chopper. And I had to. Chopper's awesome. So I end up having to build my own. So this is bring him out here. So this is my Chopper. And I am very excited to have this bad boy because we are going to hang out and watch Ahsoka together. So can't wait for this little dude to hang out and watch the future episodes of Ahsoka with. But yeah, Chopper's been my all-time favorite droid. I love the R2 units. R2's been my long-time standing fave. But when Chopper came out in Star Wars Rebels, I was like, awesome. We get a droid who's got an attitude, who talks back, who kind of swears back, and he's like a grumpy old man. Love him. And as I know, Tony from Star Wars Sizzling, it's his favorite murder droid. And I think he even said today he's bought a life-size cardboard cutout so that he has a Chopper to watch Ahsoka with. So, you're going to see Chopper a little bit more, I think, in people's streams. And if you haven't picked up a Chopper, You're going to want to pick them up. I guarantee these Star Wars Rebel Pops, as soon as Ahsoka hits on the 23rd, they're all going to climb. So get it while you can. Again, this chopper is awesome. If you can get the chopper, it was a con exclusive, I believe, in the Imperial disguise. Grab that because I want one. So if you want, grab two. One for me, one for you. Eric Osiris Chopper, thumbs up. Yes, yes. Tony from Star Wars says, yes, Chopper. Absolutely. Absolutely. And part of the reason for this image that I created was because obviously I'm shooting Star Wars Funko Pop. That's my shtick, right? That's my niche. But I didn't want to shoot my giant one. But what was really cool is I could use my larger one from Droid Depot to get an idea of what lights light up and everything on them. For reference to, make the image a little more realistic, as well as I actually photographed him at night with the backdrop of the Droid Depot. So I was very excited to kind of be able to marry both of those images together. Padawan Pops. Yes, as well. Sire Speed Reviews. Fantastic photo. Thank you very much, Eric. I greatly appreciate the compliment, my friend. Sire Speed. His flailing arms. Love it. He is awesome. Awesome. Can't wait to see the updated Chopper when Ahsoka series comes out. Absolutely. I don't know about you guys, but when I was watching Andor and he made his cameo, I went nuts. I really went nuts. So if you guys haven't seen that, check out Rogue One. When Mon Mothma's coming out to talk to Andor, you're going to see Chopper make a little cameo. He goes cruising by nonchalantly. So, and actually the Ghost is actually making a little appearance there on, was it Yavin 4. You'll see them kind of in the parking lot, if you will. There's a shot of that. But yeah, Chopper had to be my number one, guys. Absolute number one. He's my favorite droid. He's a droid with attitude. He kicks some ass. He's been around longer than some of the other droids we know, taking part in the rebellion. So very cool, very cool. Other droids, like Christopher mentioned, Grievous could have been there. I was actually thinking of a Dark Trooper could have been in there. So many really cool Funko Pops. And, I photographed a lot. So it was made this choosing a little bit harder, but had to go with my Chopper, man. He is my favorite astromech. So anyway, thank you, folks, for tuning in tonight. I'm going to keep it short and brief, but if you haven't already seen, we, meaning myself, Christopher from Seriously Star Wars, and Lex from Jedi Lex, who all are hosts on the Star Wars podcast, we are having a giveaway, and you're going to see that coming up. If you tune in to Christopher or any of our channels, the giveaway will be streaming. I think it's at 8:30 tonight, and we have a giveaway. So take a look. Follow the rules and try to win, because it is something very unique that Christopher from Seriously Star Wars had created just for the giveaway. So I'm very excited for that. And thank you, Christopher. It was a great idea, and I really appreciate it, and can't wait to jump on you guys. Thank you, Will, for enjoying the top 5. Great top 5. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Seriously Star Wars. Great top 5, Patrick. Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much, buddy. Think it's going live in 30 minutes. I got to know. Yeah, exactly. It is going live in like 30 minutes. So again, I don't want to overstay my welcome tonight. I want to thank you all for joining me. I have a great time creating these images. I have a great time explaining how I create them in my BTSs. So please hit that like, hit the subscribe, stay tuned. There'll always be more. And if you guys didn't be able to catch this on the live stream, not a problem. You can watch the recap on the playback. All right. Just check it out at your leisure. But check it out for sure. And check out all of the other content creators that are included in the top 5 playlist, please. Everyone puts a real great bit of effort in creating these. So awesome time, guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in, and may the force be with you.